So right now, most of the Kingdom Hearts community are pretty well convinced that Star Wars is definitely in Kingdom Hearts 4, just judging by a few of the things that we saw within that first reveal trailer. Now, this video isn't going to be one that is trying to convince you that, hey look, Star Wars is definitely in the game. I've already done a video on that, basically deep diving the evidence that we have and other different interesting things towards Star Wars' inclusion into Kingdom Hearts. It's a 22-minute video. I suggest that you guys go watch that. I made it a couple of years ago. That'll pretty much give you all the information you need to know about Kingdom Hearts and Star Wars. Rather, today I want to talk about how just monumentally massive a Star Wars inclusion will be for Kingdom Hearts. If Star Wars truly does get into KH4, then this will without a doubt be the single biggest IP inclusion that Kingdom Hearts has ever seen. As of right now, the most viewed world-specific trailer for a Kingdom Hearts game is the Kingdom Hearts 3 Toy Story reveal trailer, sitting at 6.4 million views. And if we're looking at it, this makes a ton of sense. Toy Story is incredibly well known, and most people that play Kingdom Hearts likely grew up watching Toy Story 1 and 2. In fact, the Kingdom Hearts community commonly asked when a Toy Story inclusion would eventually get put into Kingdom Hearts. The fans had to wait an incredibly long time for this to eventually happen, even though we know that in the background, Tetsuya Nomura had been trying to get a Toy Story inclusion into Kingdom Hearts since the very beginning. If, however, we are looking at just sheer popularity via numbers of how well a certain movie did that is currently within Kingdom Hearts, it would 100% have to be Frozen, though I think that the majority of Frozen's popularity is pretty much garnered by small children. I can tell you right now, without a doubt, that when the Star Wars focused Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer happens, and yes, I am 100% convinced that it is definitely going to happen, that this trailer will become the most viewed specific world trailer for any Kingdom Hearts game. Star Wars is arguably the most popular sci-fi movie series of all time, and it's a series that has been around since 1977. We are fast approaching Star Wars turning half a century old in 2027. Star Wars has probably the most dedicated fan base in any area of pop culture. In fact, there for a while, from 1977 forward up until like the 2000s, Star Wars fans were pretty much the face of the word geek or nerd. And while yes, within the modern era of Star Wars, hardcore fans would argue that, simply put, Disney have completely ruined the franchise as a whole. In fact, just muttering the words Star Wars meets Kingdom Hearts probably has hardcore Star Wars fans shivering in their boots. However, still to this day, this franchise still continues to pull some insanely big numbers. Whether you now hate or still love this franchise, it is still very much prevalent within the pop culture world. If you type in Star Wars trailer into YouTube and look at the sheer amount of views that still to this day within the modern era of this franchise is currently pulling, yeah, the numbers are impressive. We've got the Star Wars Acolyte trailer that was uploaded 2 weeks ago sitting on 9.6 million. The Star Wars Force Awakens trailer 8 years ago, 110 million. There's kind of a reason why the Force Awakens generated that amount of views, being that this was the first Star Wars movie in an incredibly long time since the prequel trilogy, but still impressive nonetheless. Star Wars Eclipse sitting at 21 million views uploaded 2 years ago, in development by Quantic Dream, set during the High Republic era. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, sitting at 50 million views 4 years ago. I could go on and show many more examples of the traction that Star Wars pulls towards its movie and video game media, but what should be known is it is massive. This franchise also sits at the 4th highest grossing media franchise of all time, sitting at $46.7 billion garnered over the course of time, only to just be outshot by Winnie the Pooh, sitting at $48.5 billion. I had no idea Winnie the Pooh had generated so much money over the years. This is like wild, mind-boggling news to me. It's also been apparent too that since Disney acquiring Lucasfilms back in 2012, Disney have been wanting to push Star Wars into the video game medium more so, investing more money to make more high-quality Star Wars video games. This is hence why in 2013, Disney ended up collaborating with EA for a 10-year exclusive contract for EA to develop Star Wars projects. This was a little bit of a rocky road note though is a lot of people would definitely say that EA didn't handle the Star Wars video games correctly, though what we can all, I think, agree on is that the Star Wars Jedi series, which now we have 2 installments for, which no doubt a 3rd will also spawn eventually, were fantastic video games. It should be known though that now in 2024, that 10-year contract has expired with EA. They are no longer the only exclusive developers developing Star Wars video games. In fact, we know that Ubisoft, as of right now, are currently working on Star Wars Outlaws. And because of that contract expiring, this also gives us more foundation for Square Enix to include Star Wars into Kingdom Hearts. While I certainly don't think that a Star Wars inclusion would blow the popularity of the Kingdom Hearts franchise up tenfold, it would most certainly generate a lot of additional traction towards the series. And just in general, it's great business for both Square Enix and Disney. Bringing 2 incredibly popular franchises together generates one nice fish dish. The funny thing too is I used to be incredibly against the idea of having any kind of Star Wars inclusion into Kingdom Hearts. This was quite a common topic back in 2013, 2014 during the days of waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3. This was of course around the same time that we got the word that Disney had acquired Lucasfilms, making it very much possible for if in the future, if Tetsuya Nomura and Disney wanted to put Star Wars into Kingdom Hearts, it could most certainly happen. My mentality during that time was don't break the mold, just keep Kingdom Hearts the way it's always been, with having primarily Walt Disney based worlds, and if it were to happen, Pixar worlds, yeah, that's fine. The only thing I was kind of okay with was maybe having like a Death Star inclusion with the X-Wings and the TIE Fighters into the gummy ship system. Still to this day, I think that idea is really cool and makes a hell of a lot of sense. But over the years, I have most certainly warmed up to the idea. I mean, Star Wars is that classic story of light versus darkness, which is the entire premise of what KH is. Well, I think that both Square Enix and Tetsuya Nomura have done a fantastic job of applying the KH light and darkness theme into the narratives of all of the Disney worlds we've been to, some better than others. Star Wars is quite literally the match made in heaven to perfectly slot into a Kingdom Hearts narrative out of any of the currently available Disney IPs. And I mean, hell, if you look at Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, dude, that game is like directly inspired through that of Revenge of the Sith. Terra is quite literally Anakin Skywalker in BBS, with Master Xehanort being a parallel of Emperor Palpatine. The parallels between BBS and Revenge of the Sith go a little bit further, but trust me, the next time that you play through Birth by Sleep, just pay attention to that narrative of Revenge of the Sith applied to Birth by Sleep, and you'll start to notice quite a lot of similarities. We know that Tetsuya Nomura is a Star Wars fan, with designing a handful of Star Wars characters in his iconic style, along with being visibly excited about the Disney acquisition of the Star Wars property. While I can't find the specific source of this, it is mentioned that Tetsuya Nomura specifically requested Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, to be the voice of Ericus. At this point though, it's just a waiting game to get that raw, concrete confirmation that yes, in fact, Star Wars is going to be a world within KH4. Considering that most of us are led to believe that we have already seen a glimpse of Endor within that reveal trailer, it's very likely that for the first world-specific KH4 trailer, it'll likely end up being Star Wars, and what an absolutely historical, monumental day that will be. And just to quickly reiterate this again, because we do believe that what we are seeing within that forest segment of the KH4 reveal trailer is Endor, this would suggest that the version of Star Wars that will be used in KH4 will likely be Return of the Jedi. I think most of us can agree that if Star Wars is going to be used in Kingdom Hearts, either use the prequel or the original trilogy. Original trilogy does definitely make the most sense and would garner the most attention from Star Wars fans towards KH4. And also, we just need that Darth Vader boss fight, and Return of the Jedi would give us exactly that. This also means that looking towards the future, future, for either Kingdom Hearts 5 or Kingdom Hearts 6, Square Enix still have plenty of Star Wars property to use for world potential. Honestly, I've thought about the Star Wars world a lot since that Kingdom Hearts 4 reveal trailer, thinking about specific different gameplay segments, like the speeder bike chase throughout the forest, Sora driving with the Keyblade in hand, sort of similar gameplay to that of the Light Cycle minigame from Space Paranoids in Kingdom Hearts 2, considering that we know that reaction commands are pretty much back for Cage for a specific type of reaction commands that you can use against the AT-STs when trying to take them down. Also thinking about the enemy designs that we could have for the Heartless within a Star Wars world. I mean, surely we'd have a Heartless Rancor, right? A Luke Skywalker and Sora Limit Attack. Oh my god. There is just a lot of cool stuff that Square Enix are going to be able to do. However guys, as always, leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Are you all for Star Wars finally being included into Kingdom Hearts? I would love to know. Thanks so much for tuning in today guys. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to keep up with everything that's going on here. Check out my other social media platforms to see my other Rimble Rambles. Thank you so much to the Turkey-tastic patrons. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for the support. I'm Cynical. Hopefully having a fantastic day, and we'll talk real soon.